All right, so welcome to this quarantined episode of Yankee Chatter, and on behalf of the Bigger and Bradder Sports Show, today it's just me, Greg Andriano, and Brad McCormick up in New York. Tino Big Tuna is unable to join us at the moment, so we don't really have much to talk about today, other than what's new, Brad?
Yeah, it's kind of depressing in sports world right now. But we're gonna keep doing these videos. I'm gonna stay in my living room, and Greg's gonna go on vacation currently.
Yeah, I'm flying over the Golden Gate Bridge right now.
Yeah, Big Tuna must be out doing his mafia calls or something. But oh, all right, now you're
back.
home.
I'm back. But
yeah, nothing really new. Just stay in the house, staying safe, and just kind of waiting it out. Waiting for the updates to come every day and figure out when we can start this, not only the sports world, but the real life world up again,
Yeah. And what are you and your family doing to stay safe, Brad?
I mean, we try to get out of the house as much as possible. When we do so, it's usually in our backyard or our neighborhood, go for walks. If we do have to go to the grocery store, it's just one of us. The other one stays home with our 2-year-old, and don't really have any visitors over the house. Just doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, it's kind of what we did before. Anyways, I guess we're always social distanced people, but now there's a purpose behind it. So
yeah, yep. So I mean, we're kind of doing the same thing. I've been working from home. Amanda works for Disney, so she is not working right now, and it's just crazy with everything going on with that. And we stay home, we watch movies and TV shows, and try and exercise around the house, and sometimes we'll go out for walks, try to stay away from people. It's crazy.
It's a great time for if you're a streaming service. I mean, all eyes are on you right now.
Yeah. I saw HBO and CBS, Showtime, and I think there's another one. They're offering 30-day free trials.
Yeah.
Or HBO is offering, I think there's 9 or 10 of their original shows that they're offering for free. You don't have to have a subscription. You just go and log in and watch it. And
I want to know how many people are going to forget to cancel their free trial in 30 days. Hope they get reminders sent out.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're not like me, which I set a reminder the day before something expires and go in and cancel it. There's probably gonna be a lot of people that do it. But,
yeah, I bet you're gonna make a lot of money off that. Or with the way the times are being, they might even extend the free trial. Right now we're on a free trial of Zoom, right? So
yeah, yep, we got the basic platform, which is nice. I mean, we can do a little bit here and there, and hopefully we can get this up on YouTube. And
I was thinking about that. We've actually tried now, 4 or 5 different one of these streaming services or video services, and one of them will stick eventually.
Yeah, eventually, right? I mean, the thing that would be nice is if we could stream this directly to YouTube. I know if you pay for it, which I think is $20 a month or $25 a month, you can. But the free version, you have to save the video. You only get 40 minutes. But I guess if you're trying to just have a conversation with some people, 40 minutes is more than enough. And I mean,
this is meant for this is meant for family and friends, not for
yeah, which is nice. And I've been seeing stuff I saw Syracuse basketball, the 2003 national champion, 2004 national championship team. Melo and a couple other guys from the team. And Coach Boeheim, they all did a Zoom. There's 16 people on there.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I've been seeing those pop up a lot lately, which is great. It's the best way to avoid going and meeting people in person and still having a nice conversation with someone.
I've watched a lot of bands do that. I mean, they don't actually perform through Zoom because the internet lag, it just wouldn't sound good. But just having them all on the screen talking about what they're doing right now and possibly come up with some new music and stuff. It's kind of neat to check that stuff out.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the other things that I've been doing to pass the time is I have MLB The Show.
Yeah, lucky you.
I got my online subscription for the month, and our friend Ryan has it too. So I've been playing against him, and
So through the show, you buy the game And if you want to compete with friends, you have to buy an online subscription as well.
Yeah, so they have a 14-day free trial, and then I did the monthly one, which is $9.99 a month, 30 days, and you can renew it, or you can upgrade to, I think there's a 3-month, a 6-month, and then a year.
Okay.
But everything I've been doing on it so far has been worth every penny. And
that's just on PlayStation right now, right?
that's just on PlayStation right now. Next year, I believe the show will be available on Xbox and the Switch. So
Yeah.
what will be nice, Brad, is if you had it, since you have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, if we could still play against each other.
Yeah. I've heard they've been trying to do it for years now, to figure out a way they can to do that.
That'd be nice, because all the guys I play softball with, they like to play Call of Duty, and they all have Xbox. And I'm the only person that has PlayStation. And they asked me, why don't you just get an Xbox? And I was like, well, PlayStation. Why did you get a PlayStation? Because I want to play the only good baseball game that is out there.
Right.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
Odds are I might eventually go like on eBay or something, get I guess an older version of a PlayStation, just so I can do both. I guess not like an older version, but like I guess around Christmas time the new one comes out, I'll get the current models. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I roll. Just one model or two back.
That's all right. I got mine. I got mine with a ridiculous deal on Black Friday, so it's the only reason I have a PS4. Otherwise, I'd still be playing the show on my PS3, which playing online was free for. So.
Now, do you put the headset on and trash talk?
I don't have a headset yet.
I just think of Vince Vaughn.
We've been trading wins. What's that?
I just think of Vince Vaughn in the breakup.
Yeah, playing against a little kid.
Playing against a little kid, yeah.
It's crazy because I've played a couple games against some random people. Because what you do is you play and you try to build your team. You get like you get coins and use the coins to buy cards. And the cards are players, and you can build your team and have so like I have a handful of Yankees on my team, but the more players you unlock, you can get legend players, you can get players from like a couple of years ago, which is really cool. But in order to do that, you have to kind of play against other people online, which has been a very humbling experience, Brad.
Oh yeah, get your butt whooped on there or what?
Oh, so there's this one game mode you play a 3-inning game. That's it, just 3 innings.
Okay.
I think I've won 1 or 2, but for the most part, I get my butt kicked. And one of them, I lost to a guy who was like a level 65 or 70, and I was like a level 10, and he beat me by like 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are playing the same difficulty level, or how does that work?
No. Pretty much, if you have a stacked team and you're playing against a new guy, you're gonna wipe the floor clean with them. So yeah, but then you get these like ridiculously poor sports. So I was playing yesterday, right? And this guy thought he would be clever. Like he finally got a base runner against me. Now I suck at hitting, so it was like nothing, almost the entire game. He finally gets a base runner against me and thinks, okay, well, I'm going to steal. So I wasn't paying attention. So he stole second and he stole third on me. And I got out of the inning. So the next inning, he gets a couple more base runners on me, right? And he thinks I'm not paying attention. So I pitch out. And he steals, and I throw him out, right? Okay, so then 2 batters later, he hits a little bloop to center field, and my center fielder, I think, was Brett Gardner. And I go and I have him dive, and the ball bounces off of him. Well, my right fielder is Aaron Judge. He comes over and he backs up the play, and the guy tries to go to second. Now, he's like not even halfway there, and I already started throwing the ball into second. And he's out. I get him out.
Yep.
So you think, oh, well, I'm an idiot. Maybe I shouldn't try and take the extra base anymore. Nope, he quits.
He just quit?
He quits the game. I'm like, come on, man.
Wow.
But I still get the win for that. So, if you quit, which is nice.
But
I'd like to have beaten him the right way. It's cool. You get to create your own uniforms and logos, and they have pre-made ones that you can use. And so if you really get into it, you can really build your team. And
and I've heard there's modes where you can you start in like the minor leagues, and you can keep getting promoted up to
it's called Road to the Show. You create your own guy, make him look like you or not look like you, put him at the position you want him to play at. You play in like it's like a pre-draft setting. So you play like a 3-game series with all these other guys that are going to be drafted. And then based on how you do, you can get drafted at a certain level, or you can skip and wait a year and do it again. Or you can just say, I want to be drafted by this team, and then they'll draft you. So I picked the Yankees, and I got drafted by the Yankees. But usually I'll make a guy and say, put me on a random team.
Yeah.
And then if it's a team I don't really care for, you have an agent, so you can tell your agent, I want to be traded. And then eventually.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Then you work your way up to the major leagues. So I started last year. I started as a shortstop. I got moved to right field because I wasn't very good at making the throws to first. what it does is you get the ball, and then it like puts you in their head, and you have to like line the crosshairs up with first base and press a button where like the meter goes up to a certain level. You go too far, he overthrows it. If you go too low, he underthrows it. If you miss aiming it, he'll throw it away. And so
it takes a lot of practice.
A lot going on at once. And hitting is hard because you have the pitch is coming in, and you have a crosshair that you have to kind of like line up with the ball.
Yeah.
You have to do it all in like a split second, kind of like actual hitting.
I guess you have to kind of guess what's coming.
Yeah, so
like the real hitter, yeah.
For the longest time, I just left it in the middle, and then like if it happened to be in the middle, I actually got a hit. But me and Ryan, we just swing at everything.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter.
So that game goes by pretty fast then, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Between you and Ryan.
It's usually pretty low scoring. But it's cool. It's worth it. It's worth it. If you're on the fence, I would totally recommend it.
Well, and now it's what every baseball fan's talking about online, especially. There's nothing else to talk about. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you're out there and you have MLB The Show 20, leave a comment. Maybe we'll play against you. Maybe I can play against you while I still have my PlayStation Network Plus. I forget what it's called. Anyway,
I want to know.
Anyway, you know, I'm always up for getting my butt kicked. It's baseball.
There you go. So one plays against you, we'll get some coins, and
yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
now, do you get the coins whether you win or lose?
Yeah, you get more if you win, and then like sometimes you'll get a card of another or a pack. They'll get you a pack, and you open the pack and you get like 4 cards, and you can choose the ones you want to keep, and you can sell ones. Like if you get duplicates, you can sell them, get more coins, and there's equipment you can unlock. There's stadiums. There's all this different stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then there's there's tons of different game modes. So there's one where you play as the team that you've built, or there's like a quick one called Showdown where you can get coins really quickly, and you draft a team and you play. It's like a tower. You remember like Mortal Kombat a long time ago where you work your way up the tower, and the moment the tasks get harder, your opponent gets harder every time. Well, they'll put you in a situation, you'll say, like, it's the first inning, get 1 runner on base. And if you get 1 runner on base, you unlock some coins, and you move on to the next one. And then you get to an elimination one. If you pass it, you keep going. If you fail, then you have to start over.
Okay. That's
pretty cool. And you draft, they give you really good players to choose from for that. It's not like you use your own team. So you get, like, Yelich, Judge. I won't name any Astros players, but some of those guys.
All right.
Now, speaking of Astros, I read, and I don't know if you read it or heard it too, but if they don't play this year, or if they play only a handful of games this year, those that were suspended, like AJ Hinch, and was Cora suspended yet?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They hadn't.
But the Red Sox did fire him, I guess you could say.
So anyone that was suspended this year, that's it. It doesn't carry over into next year.
Yeah, I've heard that's what it's going to be for us, like all the suspensions, which is kind of crazy.
Except for Domingo Hermans.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, he probably deserves to sit out for
you don't mess around with those domestic abuse punishments.
But that's interesting because Cora and Beltran, they got fired though, right? So they're not suspended. They're just or did they get suspended and fired? I don't understand.
No, Beltran didn't get suspended. He got fired. Cora was fired, but I was assuming that if MLB ever releases the Red Sox punishment, he would have had some sort of suspension tied to that. Hinch, and the GM from the Astros.
Yeah, Jeff
They were
Luhnow,
only
yeah.
suspended.
Okay.
So if they don't play this year, or if they only play like 50 games, then they're only getting a 50-game suspension. They didn't really miss anything.
From what I hear, though, it's not likely that anyone else in the major leagues would hire them because of what they did. I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not against the rules, but from what they've been saying is that these suspensions are actually kind of career-ending suspensions, even though they're just for a season.
If the boot fits, right? You don't want a guy in your system who, I mean, I'm sure there's information out there that they haven't released to the public that they're not sharing with us.
Yeah.
That they knew more about it than they let on to. So you don't want a guy like that in your organization if you're trying to play the game, on the level.
I mean, especially with the level of anger that came out from a lot of the players, which I don't think MLB really anticipated. I don't think you can bring a manager in to coach guys that don't like him. That just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where A.J. Hinch could go in the major leagues that would fit. Maybe he gets a minor league job, but I don't see him in the major leagues next year.
Yeah, and no, not next year. Sometimes going to have to pass, and it still boggles my mind that there were managers that were fired that were playing on the level that never got another job elsewhere. And the one guy that sticks out to me is Willie Randolph.
Oh, he's always stuck out to me, yeah.
Yeah, but then there's guys like Gabe Kapler who aren't very good managers, continue to get jobs. He's the Giants manager now. It's just –
I wonder if Willie Randolph he just doesn't try for jobs. You know what I mean? You never hear his name in the mix for any jobs. So he might just not even have an agent anymore, or is he just tells he doesn't want to have a managing job anymore.
I mean, because he was good at it, right? So maybe that is the case. Maybe he doesn't want to be a manager anymore. Maybe he did it and it's like, okay, I did it. I'm doing it again.
And he's a great manager. He just had the huge collapse in September, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, he's a better manager than some of these guys that have never really succeeded, and they're still getting jobs.
Yep. And or maybe Randolph's always been a New York guy. He played for the Yankees, and I think he played for the Mets too. So maybe the only teams he wants to manage for are the Yankees and the Mets, and the Mets fired him, so
it could be the case.
Them. But
I mean, that's why Bernie Williams never got another job when the Yankees didn't want him anymore. He just didn't want to play anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. And I heard almost or somewhere where he was very close to signing with the Red Sox that one year. He was a free agent.
Who, Bernie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There was one season he was a free agent. The Yankees luckily re-signed him, but he had I think there was might have been 98 when the Diamondbacks and the Devil Rays were expansion teams.
Were added, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the Red Sox had offers out to him, and the Diamondbacks, because Buck Showalter was the first manager for the Diamondbacks. And there was a lot of people that used to work in the Yankees system that followed him over there. So I think Bernie had offers from them too. So it's just crazy. I can't picture him in a different uniform.
No.
Even as a manager with Don Mattingly, I still have a hard time picturing him.
Seeing him
in Marlins uniform, and he was with the Dodgers for a long time. So yeah,
right. It's different seeing those legends in different uniforms. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the list we can come up with for one of these shows. Is like the legends that you never knew were on this team. You know what I mean? Like I was watching the 2000 World Series. I think it was Game 1 between the Mets and the Yankees, and I never knew Canseco was on the Yankees that year. I completely forgot. They showed him in the dugout with the uniform on, getting ready to possibly pinch hit. I'm like, Canseco was on the 2000 team? I had no idea. He got a ring. I didn't know that.
I remember that. I remember that because that was still in the middle of the steroid era. And, he was number 33. I remember him hitting a home run to left field in, like, the upper deck, which no one ever does.
Yeah.
And, no, that would be fun to do, to come up with a list of obscure Yankees. Like your top your
just
top
in general
roster.
Just in general, like, did you know that this player ever played for this team at the end of his career? You know?
I mean, that would be cool too. We could do that too, because I mean, Well, what I was getting at is you could do like a full lineup of Yankees, of players that you don't remember were Yankees, or like players from other teams, like
Yeah.
hated players. Like Kevin Youkilis was a Yankee for like
Yeah.
a month. And then he hurt his back and he was out for the whole season.
I remember I was really excited about him playing third for the Yankees that year. I thought maybe it could fit, and then I got hurt almost instantly, and then he was gone.
Yep. Kevin Brown was a Yankee. Randy Johnson was a Yankee for a couple of years.
Ivan Rodriguez, Ichiro. Just these guys that they brought at the end of the careers. I mean, going way back to even Darryl Strawberry and Tim Raines. Yeah, it's just like, oh wow, I can't remember him ever playing for the team. A lot of cool ones like that.
Yeah. Yep. And you could probably do that for a bunch of other teams, and then we can make a list of players that spent their whole career with a team, like you were saying, and like imagine Mickey Mantle in a different uniform, or I don't want to say Babe Ruth because he was a Red Sox before he was a Yankee.
Like Ted Williams.
Yeah, Ted Williams was a good example. Hank Aaron. Some of these guys did actually play for other teams. You don't realize it. Like
there was that famous trade that never happened. Was what Ted Williams for Joe DiMaggio. That never happened. How crazy that would have been.
Imagine that if it was number 9 for Ted Williams retired in Monument Park.
Yeah.
Instead of number 5. Wow.
I don't want to think about that.
No, thank you.
I wonder which fan base would have been more angry. Probably Boston, because Boston already traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees, so they couldn't do that again.
Yep.
And I guess Ted Williams overall was a better player, right?
He was.
So.
Yeah, I mean, he had the 400 season. And
yeah.
I think he had over 3,000 hits. DiMaggio didn't have 3,000 hits.
No, he said the hit streak, and he also. I mean, they both lost time. That's a great thing. They both lost time for a war, like to go to war. And it's amazing what the career would have been if they hadn't done that. That's what gets me a little, I guess, a little annoyed when people say these guys can't do the home run derby at the All-Star break because it's going to affect their swing. Well, I mean, these guys went to war, and they came back, and their swing was just fine.
He picked up right where he left off. He missed 3 years because he was in the military.
Who's that?
DiMaggio. He missed the 1943 season, 1944 season, 1945 season because he served in World War II. And the year he came back, he was 31, and he hit .290 with 25 homers and 95 RBIs.
So those are prime years, 20, 28, 29, or 29, 30. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, do you know, can you look up how many hits he ended up with?
That season? Or a career?
Or no, for his career.
2,214.
All right, so when you add 3 more years, I don't know.
3 more years, and he had around, like his average was probably around 175 hits. So if
he would have gotten to 3,000, he would have been close.
He would have been close. He would have probably had like 2,800, 2,900, which may have. I mean, he retired at 36. He may have played another extra a year or two.
If that was important to him, I mean, that's generally the guys that get to 3,000 nowadays play till they're in their 40s.
I mean, and he had 361 home runs.
So add another, I don't know, what, 75?
You could say he hit around, his lowest total was in his last season, he hit 12. But for everything else, he hit around 30 home runs. So you could say maybe he hits 25. So 75 extra. That puts him at 440 or something. Yeah. Still, which I mean, maybe he stays and plays a little longer. I mean, maybe being in the military allowed him to play to age 36. We don't know. Yeah, I guess it could go either way, like you said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe if he doesn't date Marilyn Monroe, it adds 3 years to his life. I don't know. I mean, we could just look at Ted Williams real quick. He missed 3 years for serving in the military, and that he's younger than Joe DiMaggio. So he missed his 24, 25, and 26 seasons. Those are prime years. Yeah. And so the season before he went, the 1942 season, he hit 356 with 36 home runs and 137 RBIs. The year he came back, 1946, he hit 342 38 home runs, and 123 RBIs. So these guys didn't miss a beat. And yeah, he played until he was 41. So he had hits. He would have easily had 3,000 hits. He finished his career with 2,654 hits.
And I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard once say that they actually did a version of the shift against him, but he was another one that said he was too stubborn to change his hitting to go around the shift. He was stubborn, saying, I'm still gonna get hit even if they do shift against me. So I guess that took away some of his hits as well.
Mm-hmm. And he had a career
batting
batting
average.
That's
true or not.
I mean, that's ridiculous. He's even with that, he still had a career batting average of 344. That's insane.
It's unbelievable.
That's insane. So, I know we don't have much time left. We have 4 minutes left on our timer here. Time goes by quick, Brad.
Well, I mean, we're talking about good stuff here, so.
Yeah, we are. And one of the things I sent you, my cousin, and Ryan during the week was that I guess Yahoo did like the greatest teams of all time.
Okay.
And the final four were, let's see if I can find it real quick before we run out of time. There we go. The final four were, it was the 1927 Yankees against the 1970 Orioles and the 1984 Tigers against the 1975 Reds.
Okay. I mean, obviously we weren't around to see those teams, but.
No. So the only reason, I mean, the 1975 Reds in the round before defeated the 1998 Yankees.
Big Red, is that the Big Red Machine years?
That was the Big Red. That was I think the last.
Joe Morgan, all those guys.
Mm-hmm. So I was doing some homework, and I even did like a poll on Twitter to see if people would respond. Not
yeah.
They did. Not popular, but just to see who was better, the 1975, who people thought were better, 75 Yankees or Reds versus 1998 Yankees, and I'm assuming the majority of the votes were from Yankee fans, so they picked the Yankees. And I was looking at the stats. The 1998 Yankees won 125 games for the whole season. They won the World Series, and they scored like 150 more runs than this Reds team did. Same number of games. Their pitchers were a little bit better, but not much. The Yankees bullpen was better, and the overall offense, the Yankees offense was better. Joe Morgan had a ridiculous 11 WAR, which I've never seen any double-digit WAR before. So that was impressive. I was kind of blown away. But they had Johnny Bench, they had Pete Rose, they had a number of these guys. So these are good teams. I would love if there was a time machine. You could play the 1998 Yankees against the 1975 Reds in like a World Series and see who takes the cake.
Because a lot of the not criticisms, but the stigma around the 98 Yankees is that they got a lot of the wins against the Rays, who were an expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
So they added, 15, 16 wins right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure there's advantages in every decade you can go through. It's just tough to compare different time eras. Yeah,
and that's why it would be amazing to see them. I would love to see who was on that team. Who was David Wells, David Cohn, who I think both won 18 to 20 games that year.
Yeah.
Face Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench and.
Who are their pitchers? Do you know anything about the 75 Reds pitchers?
I had it looked up, and we only have like a minute left here. Hopefully, before Zoom doesn't cut us off. Cincinnati Reds.
We can always go over next show.
Yeah. So they went 108 and 54. They won the World Series. They beat the Red Sox in 7 games. And their manager was Sparky Anderson. They had Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion, Pete Rose, George Foster, Cesar Geronimo, and Ken Griffey, Sr.
Yeah.
Their pitchers were Gary Nolan, Jack Billingham, Fred Norman, Don Gullett, Pat Darcy, and Clay Kirby. They had a 6-man. Did they have a 6-man rotation? I mean, they all had more than 10 wins.
Maybe someone got hurt at some point.
Maybe Don Gullett went 15 and 4, had a 2.42 ERA. So nobody had more than 15 wins, but the team as a whole had a 3.37 ERA.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't remember anyone ever talking about that team's pitchers. That's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
But they had great offense, even though you said the Yankees score a lot more runs than them.
The
The offense is pretty impressive.
It's still impressive. The 75 Reds only hit 124 home runs, and they scored 278. I'm sorry, that's doubles. 840 runs. I think the 1998 Yankees scored almost 1,000 runs.
Okay.
We'll look it up real quick, and then we can wrap it up. I know Tino had a couple things to say.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, I'll just say on behalf of Bigger and Better Sports Show, we're at almost 2,000 subscribers. He said that, and on behalf of Big Tuna, he said that right now, if we get 2,000 subscribers by July 30th, we're going to do 3 giveaway contests. I think we're almost to 2,000. So I think that's a reality. So like and subscribe to Bigger and Better Sports Show. And we should also do something where you have to like that, both that and Yankee Chatter to be eligible for the prize. I think that'd be awesome. And then we're going to have some pretty cool prizes. We're going to put some money into these. It's not going to be hat giveaways, I guess, but I think everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah, it could be
so
fun.
Yes, spread the word.
Like them, like Yankee Chatter. Show us all some love. We're all a team here, and we're all trying to get through this COVID-19 thing together here. So that's a great opportunity and a great potential there, Brad. So that's exciting. Hopefully you guys get to 2,000 real soon. And before we wrap up, I just want to say the Yankees 98 scored 956 runs and hit 207 home runs as a team.
Okay.
So they were by far the more offensive, laden team. So, but again, different eras. So
it's tough doing that.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to see those two teams face off.
Well, maybe you can do that in the show.
Maybe. Okay, cool. See if we can get that together.
See we at the game.
But before Zoom cuts us off, just wanted to say, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm Greg Andriano with Yankee Chatter. You can find me on Twitter at GregAndriano05. Like, subscribe, check out our good friends up north, Bigger and Bradder Sports Show. That Brad, who participates on Yankee Chatter as well. You can find him on Twitter. You can find all of us on all the socials. We're on audio podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Good stuff. Check us out. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. We're all big sports fans here, so tune in.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Big Tuna, hopefully be back next week, and we're getting ready for our big draft day show at the end of April. Hopefully that still goes on. We can still do that, but we'll keep you guys informed. So tune in every week to figure out what we're doing.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Stay safe, healthy.
Exactly.
Stay rational, though. Don't be freaking out.
Social distancing's your friend.
All right.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon.
You got it.